Good evening, ma'am, and good evening, classmates. This is my report. It's all about motivation. Motivation is from Module 9, my responsible and my commitment to my lifelong growth. Motivation. When we say motivation, is one of the forces that lead to performance. Motivation is defined as the desire to achieve a goal or a certain performance level leading to goal-directed behavior. When we refer to someone as being motivated, we mean that the person is trying hard to accomplish a certain task. So the motivation is the force that lead to performance. So it means um, it is the good work that lead of one person to make a perform one motivation. So motivation is describing of the desire of one person to achieve a goal, a certain performance. So it means making as a person making herself to achieve her goal for being to perform label leading a goal directed behavior. So it means um, it depends of it depends from his behavior and and making motivate herself to trying hard to accomplish their goals. So it is the meaning of motivation. So motivation is have a theory. Uh, it's like a motivation theory. According of this theory, is the study of understanding what drives a person to work towards a particular goal or outcomes. It is relevant to all of society, but it is especially important to business and management. That because a motivated employee is more productive and more productive employee is more profitable. So, according to this theory, um, even even if one person or other person who have a motivation of her mind or of her understanding, um, motivation is to push themselves to being a good work towards a particular goal or of his personal goal to overcome. And it is the important, no, especially to the businessman. um, Maybe it is to motivate themselves to conduct a good management, to pursue their productive business to being profitable because of his motivation to to make his his business to improve and to being a good quality of others. So another theory is all about evolutionary theories. According to the theories, the motivation for achieving progression other behaviors is rooted in evolution evolutionary past. So according to this theory, the evolutionary it is the changes of one motivation. If one person to motivate herself to being a good model of other people, it's because of the behavior what was they perform of past. So it means name of evolutionary theories. So another theories of motivation is also drive reduction theory. This theory explains that organisms are driven by physiological needs. Example, if one feels hungry, hungry is the motivation. In that situation, that this theory is drive becomes stronger. the individual becomes more motivated to reduce it. However, people tend to behave in ways that increase rather than reduce the harm. So according of this theory, um, is to explain or to express one of being driven, or it means driven is you make decide yourself to, just like physiological needs. Example, one person feel hungry, so the hungry is a motivation in that situation, because of hungry is a motivation because of her motivate to uh, make something to escape from hungry. And being this theory, drive becomes stronger. So this theory is also applicable to ourselves to stronger, and the individual becomes more motivated to reduce it. So to make it na maging isa or individual behavior na become motivate na to to commit it. Another motivation, optimal arousal theory. According of the Yerkes-Dodson law, states that performs is at its highest under condition of moderate arousal rather than high or arousal. Within a low arousal, one might too lazy or unwilling to perform the task. So it is a kind of theory of motivation. According of your Christian law, it is the performance. This is the higher condition of moderate. It is the being a higher motivation of one person to think, a higher thinking. So it is the it is the higher theory. So being being highest under the condition of yourself rather than higher. So being might be lazy or unwilling to perform the task. So this theory, so with a low arousal, one might be lazy or unwilling to perform. So being an optimum arousal theory, that means it's one a person who have a low arousal that might be unwilling or nothing to do what his what his character's behavior to perform a one task. So another theory, um, the personal characteristic of an individual is may influence level of motivation. So it is a point that one person characteristic of an individual is may influence level of motivation. So makikita naman dito na kung sa isa ka tao ay may characteristic na magiging ma-influensahin sa ibang tao, so mas mamotivate yung sarili niya na gawin ang isang bagay para mas makilala pa niya ang kanyang sarili. So the sensation seeking is the motivation to experience varied, novel, complex, and intense feelings and experience. The sensation seeking, it is the motivation to express or experience varied, novel, complex, and intense feelings and experience. So makikita natin dito na the sensation seeking is the motivation of experience to make or get different feelings and experiences. Cognitive approach. Cognitive approach. The contemporary view of motivation emphasizes the cognitive factors determination, motivation level. It is confidence in this ability to do well. So the cognitive approach, it is the view of motivation. Emphasis na being ang isang tao ay magiging or meron ng isang motivation, so nag-emphasize na sa kanyang sarili na magiging isa or determination ng motivation level. So meron na sa kanya meron na sa kanyang determination sa sarili na maging motivation level sa higher level. It is confidence or in his ability to do well. So kung isang tao ay may motivation na sa kanyang sarili, ay isa rin dito ay ang magiging tiwala sa sarili and his ability to do well. And so ang pagiging malikhain niya sa kanyang sariling kakayahan. So two aspect of cognitive approach of motivation. So the one is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Are formed from internal factors like a self-determination, curiosity, challenge, and effort. So it means intrinsic. It is the internal behavior of one person to being like self-determination. So it is being common from his self to do what his good effort or good perform or good or a good discipline as being a person because of his motivation. So the extrinsic, it is the motivation. So it is the external ways that we get other person to make ourselves to being a good or getting something of other person to make out of his to make us out of our life to being good motivators. And that's all. Thank you.